All right. So we just purchased tickets. Almost like a sporting event, no?
Mm-hmm.
And there's a line of people going.
Okay.
And a lot of the people in line, it seemed like all of them were Korean people.
All right.
Which I didn't know Korean people would do this. I guess it's interesting for them too. What we're doing is we're going to go look at North Korea, I believe. Okay. So I had to register my license plate. Now we're going through this area here. You can see a couple of soldiers over here. This is the DMZ, right?
Yeah.
Demilitarized zone.
Look at that.
Free. My baby. Yeah, little baby. Let's take a ticket. Ticket? Yeah.
Ticket. Keep
Your
it.
pocket. Okay?
Ah, okay.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. And they also have like shuttle buses
Look.
as well.
Look, full tour buses.
Yeah.
I guess this is a popular thing. People want to go peek in on North Korea.
Yes. I
Even
think so.
Korean people
Yes.
want to go peek in on North Korea. Okay, so behind me, you are looking at North Korea. Now, I'm going to do my best to say something that makes sense here, but this whole experience has been very weird. First of all, this building that we're looking at North Korea from is Starbucks. It boasts itself as the only cafe in South Korea with a view of North Korea. And it blows my mind to think we're all lined up here with these big telescopes looking at North Korea, and we see this simple farming village, and they're probably looking back at us at telescopes and they see Starbucks. Wow. Now, we learned that the village we're seeing, they're calling it a propaganda village. Meaning the North Koreans built it just to make themselves look really good. They wanted to show the ideal, simple communist life on a farm.
Right.
Now, if they built that to make their place look really good, it looks pretty run down.
Yeah.
It's not exactly a
grand
eye-popping
village.
grand scene. And the whole thing is very bizarre because this is the river that is the border
Right.
of South Korea and North Korea. It's the same river that goes all the way to Seoul, the capital of South Korea. So if you kept going that way, you would be full of life. Big city, big prosperous place. And yet over here, there's not a single boat. There's no fishermen, there's nobody swimming. The entire river is void of life.
Yeah.
Because I think if anybody went in that water, it would be seen as an act of hostility. So it's just a quiet place.
Quiet place.
There isn't even a fence along the shoreline.
No.
If you look over the edge, it's just kind of bushes and greenery, and then this propaganda village.
Right.
Very
It is
bizarre place.
Kind of peaceful and beautiful, but also eerie.
It's more weird to me
Yeah.
and eerie than anything. We've been on a road trip for about 2 weeks driving around South Korea. Good memories for the most part.
Right.
Good times. And I guess at moments you can almost forget it's a divided country. Because we weren't up here. We were further south and we were sort of enjoying good food and good people.
Right.
But you can imagine for a South Korean, this is a sad thing because over there, it's still Korean people.
Yeah.
It's all one people. They're just divided from this history
Yes.
and this war. And so it's,
And they might have, South Korean might have family members that is right now in North Korea because they were separated during the war.
which means if you were living here and you had an uncle or an aunt over there, you just have to not think about them because you can't
Right.
really contact them. It's not safe.
Yes, exactly.
So you just have to sort of push it out of your mind and just try to go forward with your life.
Wow.
It's sad.
Wow. Something to think about.
It's a sad place.
Yeah. Wow. You see anything, Steve?
I see one lady walking along.
What? Wow.
She's wearing a white shirt and she's walking.
That's cool.
And everything else is totally empty.
Wow.
Oh no, there's more people over there. Got like 10 people over here.
What are you doing?
Just walking along.
Wow. Oh, wow. I think that is the border. We're so close to the border of North Korea.
That's the border.
You see the gate right there?
Barbed wire.
Wow. Barbed wire. That is amazing. Crazy. Look at that. And people are just planting, I don't know, rice or something. Across the border.
I guess
Wow.
I knew at some point it just had to be a barbed wire fence.
Yeah.
But seeing it, it's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Other side of that fence is the river. About halfway across the river, it's North Korea.
Yeah. Wow. Amazing. North Korean worker propaganda.
Alright, so this viewpoint has the same binoculars where you can look at North Korea, and again, tons of tourists around over here.
Right.
These are popular tourist destinations, and to our ears, everyone's speaking Korean. So these are local tourists from South Korea who came here to basically spy on North Korea. It's very interesting. Also, there's a bunch of soldiers here, which is neat to see young men in their South Korean war outfit, and even some of them are looking through the binoculars. Now, when you see North Korea at this site, because this is the closest viewpoint of North and South Korea in terms of distance. So you can see a bunch of real life happening over there. These are not propaganda towns in North Korea. These are real people living in their little farming villages.
Right.
And so there is a feeling of, oh my gosh, it's North Korea. This is so crazy.
Yeah.
But honestly, the images themselves don't look that different from a lot of developing countries we've seen. If you showed me some of the images we see through the binoculars and said that was Vietnam or that was Cambodia or Laos, I'd say, okay, it could be.
Yeah, yeah,
So you have a feeling of, oh my gosh, it's North Korea. But the visual itself is just green, rice paddies, concrete buildings that are kind of unfinished.
People working on the fields.
People working in the field, the
Yeah.
old piece of farming equipment that looks like it's rusty,
Right.
but still working and going through the farm. So it was interesting. I enjoyed it. And this observatory has a museum. Now, to be fair, it's a good museum, but it's quite small. And so I think I'd like to learn more.
Right.
Because some of the views are very intriguing, and I think we should go to another museum.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's go. Wow. Steve actually found a part right on the border. Look at the gates.
Yeah, that's the fence there,
Yeah.
which I guess is there to stop North Koreans coming this way.
I think
I
so.
don't think South Koreans want to go that way.
No.
I really can't believe this. This is the border fence, and this is a beautiful tourist area with a lovely fake waterfall and a bunch of nice benches. I think they understand that tourists want to see the border fence. Wow, I didn't expect this at all. Beautiful park. Wow, look at this. A little bit of outdoor exercise equipment. A cool looking seating area. It's shaped like a boat. And wow, it's an absolutely lovely area. I mean, if the weather was better, these benches might be full of people having picnics and stuff. And just here is a road going right parallel to the border fence. Wow. And so Ivana and I were thinking of camping here for the night.
Yeah.
In our mini camper. Because they even have a male and female bathroom over there. But there are signs saying no camping.
Yeah. That's too bad.
We're gonna follow the rules, but it's slightly disappointing because on one side you have the DMZ,
Right.
the demilitarized zone with the barbed wire fence. On the other side you have the beautiful rice paddies.
Right.
And then in front of us, the park area with great benches around where you could sit and enjoy some camping food and ponder the beauty
Interesting
of
place.
life and the difficulties of life.
Yeah.
It would have been a great camping spot. But we're here to follow the rules. And so anyway, next stop, War Memorial of Korea. Let's go.
Okay.
Look at this. The fence on one side, and over here is a cycling path. And there are signs set telling you how to cycle around the area. I thought it would have been like, don't come here.
Right.
Instead, they're like, use the space. It's beautiful over here on this side.
Wow.
And so evidently every Friday there is a show out front of the museum, which we just had the privilege of seeing, and it has present day military members out there, as well as some historically dressed fighting reenactments of Koreans thousands of years ago with swords and shields. So I guess it's sort of fitting because this museum is attempting to show you 5,000 years of Korean war history in one building, which is an incredible scope for one museum to take on, although I think they did a pretty great job. Because for one, the place is huge. So they've got enough space to go through 5,000 years of history, and it'll probably take you all day to go through it. It's a huge museum. And for two, the installations are just fantastic. They've done such a good job balancing real life planes and tanks that you can see with your hands, but also some immersive VR and video screens. Actually, Ivana beat me at one video game.
Oh, I got more than you.
You get 20?
Yeah.
I only got 18. We were
100%. Whoa.
Wow, you should be in the army, Ivana. You're a good soldier.
Doing that while holding a camera and filming. Come on.
And you beat me with a camera in your hand.
Yeah.
So way to go, Ivana, for that. But realistically, it's one of the best museums you're ever going to go to, because there's things to read, there's things to look at, there's things to do, and it's so well laid out, chronological order of 5,000 years of history. And so naturally, I can't give you the whole museum in one video. It'll be a 6-hour video. But we're going to focus on the Korean War, which started in 1950 when the North Koreans attacked South Koreans with no declaration of war. So a sort of surprise attack, and they immediately had a lot of success. So the entire country of South Korea was pushed back into the city of Busan, one tiny little area on the southern sort of coast of Korea, at which point the Americans started to push everything back. To be clear, there was 16 countries that helped South Korea out, but the principal force was the States. Anyway, eventually the line gets drawn, and the border that we saw was drawn in 1953. So the Korean War lasted 3 years, and the result is the most heavily militarized border in the world, which they funnily call the demilitarized zone. And so my question is, I wonder how much a South Korean person thinks of this in their day-to-day life. Because on our road trip going around, we had such a good experience, and you don't really think about North Korean war threat as a tourist. So I wonder if you're a South Korean, you just get good marks in school, get a good job, raise your kids, and just don't think about it, because there's nothing you can do. And aside from that fact, man, South Korea is such a nice place. We had such a good trip around here. The food is amazing. The people are really friendly. I heard rumors that Korean people were very reserved, but especially on campsites, for a few beers, they're very talkative, very friendly people, very sharp people. Sort of love Korea and love the place, but there is this sad reality. It's a divided country. So there you have it, everybody. I guess it's a shorter video today, but now we're off to go meet Nick K one more time. So big shout out to Nick K. Maybe what we'll do at the end of this video right now, we'll put a link to Nick K's video at the DMZ. He's an American guy who's cycling around Korea. Great videos. Anyway, highly recommend the War Memorial because amazing museum, despite the fact that it's a tough history.